This is Record Royale, where we throw two albums into the ring with one another and see which one comes out on top.
Podcast. You're listening to the podcast.
That's all I got.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done any better.
Oh, man. All right, that'll do. Hey, boys, what's going on? That voice you just heard was the Duke. And we got Cowboy Roy. Hello. Rory and Andrew Jago of Jacob are here for episode 8 of Record Royale. Let's go. Woo. How's everyone doing?
Podcast.
We're waiting for Rory's camera to drop out again, but
yeah, Rory's coming to us from 1999 right now. Yeah, I don't have a video thing on my computer, but I do have 3 VHS cameras that I can put into my computer. So that's good enough, right?
God, I wish we had could record. Oh, we are recording the video, but we're all got our cameras on our webcam looking straight into the camera, but Rory's side view, tilting his head to look at us.
So it's not exactly level, and the cords keep coming out.
No, it's good. Yeah. I'm very happy with it.
Should I turn Night Shot back on?
Yes, please.
Okay.
No, wait, actually, no, you might fuck the camera.
I will.
We're good for now. Yeah, the boys are on to join us to talk about 2 mid-2000s pop punk absolute royalty albums: Panic at the Disco, A Fever You Can't Sort Out, and Fall Out Boy from Under the Cork Tree. Whew. Woohoo. Hey lads, these albums are pretty big ones for you, aren't they?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. It's
biggest.
like the 2 albums that you put on and in the car, and we'll just be yelling every single word for the whole album.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, look, just everything that Jacob is, pretty much.
Yeah. You could just listen to the last few albums and just count the references on 2 hands.
And we'll call them references. We won't say that we're stealing.
I remember, for everyone listening, myself, Brad, and Adam playing a band called Split Feed, and the first big tour we did was with the Jacob boys. And I remember when we did an overnight drive from Sydney to Adelaide, you two were in the front jamming Panic at the Disco so loudly. It was great. 3 a.m.
Yeah, we were yelling.
I was actually talking about that last night. I have not had Dexys since, and I really... No, it wasn't Dexys, was it? It was...
the other one.
It was the other one.
I don't know.
You guys were on fire. It was great.
It was meth. There was nothing better than just having that and driving to all of you guys asleep in the back and just punch. I remember at one stage I was like, Rory's screaming his heart out, I'm punching the steering wheel, and then we're so focused that this crop dusting plane goes over the road, and it was we just all turned to the right and just watched the plane as it went over and just fully forgot we were driving for a second. It was great.
Nice.
Don't worry about me.
Oh well, we only need the audio. That's why it's a podcast, eh?
That's it.
Wait, is he still there?
Nope.
He's gone.
He'll be back.
I don't know how it's taking the audio.
The VHS camera is
Hopefully he's
taking the
still
audio
recording.
from.
There he is.
Oh man,
we'll get the job done.
That's all right. Maybe just stay with audio.
Yeah.
Might be the only way forward.
All right, yeah,
The
cool.
computer can only do so much.
Have you guys been recording or anything now that you can't play shows and stuff?
Well, I broke my finger.
Oh, really?
A couple of months ago, so I can't play guitar.
Yeah.
How? How'd you break your finger?
Were you in a fist fight?
I
Fisticuffs.
caught a football wrong. It wasn't very cool.
God.
But yeah, I feel like we did heaps of demos before the break, so I feel like we got a lot of that out of our system, and then I feel like now we'd just be doing our own thing.
Yeah, sick.
Would you say?
Did you have any shows planned for? I mean, obviously they're cancelled, but did you have any like shows lined up?
Nah, because I think our plan was always to record soon. So, yeah, I feel like we were kind of keen to say no to things for a bit and just not play the same set over and over again.
Yeah,
Love it.
takes a toll.
Yeah,
Makes you hate the songs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
I just once you like know your new shit and it's all you want to do.
Yeah, that's very true.
Did you? I noticed I got a Facebook like 3 years ago. How long to next to me was released 3 years ago today. The video.
Today?
Yeah. Well, or maybe not today, but like the video.
Really?
Was. Or maybe it was yesterday. I don't know.
Spooky.
No, I'm pretty sure I got the notification today, unless I just shared it on today. But yeah, 3 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
crazy.
That's poetic.
It's a good video. That was a lot of terrible decisions.
Yeah, that was a lot of
That fucking shot where you're on the balcony, Rory, and I'm in that fucking fence.
Yep.
I was terrified
Yep.
sitting on that.
That's the one.
I think that was like the peak of me getting peer pressured into doing something, and I didn't want that. Now I get it. I get what bullying is.
All right, should we get into the albums?
Sure,
Jig.
let's do it.
Keen.
So on the social media, I put up polls each week of what the people think is going to win. I was actually quite surprised. Panic at the Disco, 64% to Fall Out Boy.
That doesn't
36.
surprise me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, but I can't decide what I think anymore. So
Yeah, neither.
I
think it's terrible
Fucking
timing
hell,
for the
man.
podcast.
I think I need to decide by the end of this podcast. I need to be convinced either
Same.
way.
Me too,
Yeah.
actually.
But-
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm the same as well.
I re-listened to both today, and I'm just going back and forth. I'm not sure.
Real quick before we get into the albums, we I think after episode 3, we were sent a $20 Amazon gift card, and I didn't realize until a couple of weeks ago. But we're giving it away. All you got to do, people listening.
What the fuck are we doing? What is this?
This is an advertisement.
Infomercial.
Yeah, it's an ad
Will-
actually.
Will commercial.
I love it.
Let's get it.
Oh fuck! I thought my thing just cut out. I'm back. Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
if you're listening, go give us a review on the Apple Podcast and tell us what albums you want to see, and you can win $20.
Woo!
Hey,
Nice.
hey, it's still free money. And it's the rort is it's an American Amazon, so like we'll
Terrible
we'll
shipping.
we'll pay the shipping cost. It's all good. We got you. Just don't buy a fucking 100-kilo box of junk. Coal.
Cole.
All right, let's get into the albums.
Cow Rory
Let's do Panic at the Disco. Fever you can't sort out first. So, Panic at the Disco formed in 2004 from Vegas, baby. Brendan Urie, vocals, who now does everything. Ryan Ross played the guitar. Well, he was originally the vocalist of the band, actually. But guitar. Spencer Smith on the drums and Brent Wilson on the bass. I think Brent Wilson.
is such a gross name.
It's gross, hey.
It is, isn't it? I was just thinking.
Brent got
Brent
kicked out of
sucks
the
already.
band. I think like
Yeah,
after
see?
the tour. Of course. Yeah, of course.
Didn't have the image.
Yeah, he didn't have the appeal of the name Brent.
Are you kidding? Have you seen photos of them when they first started?
I did, yeah. I've seen
Chat
some
lords.
of their early gigs. Yeah.
They were
yeah.
only 18 when this album came out.
Yeah.
So they were like 17 when they wrote it. How mental. It actually makes me
crazy.
upset.
Yeah, apparently they missed their graduation, like just to pursue this album.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think 3 of them were in high school, and then Ryan Ross was in college, maybe, but they all bailed on that, obviously. So a little backstory to how they like got noticed. I'm sure you boys, Jago and Rory, have probably heard this, but they sent a demo to old Pete Wentz of Fall Out Boy.
on his live journal or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was some random website. I didn't write it down. I was like, what the hell is this?
What's a live journal? What is that?
Yeah.
It was like a forum like posting thing, and
Yeah,
I
right.
feel like it was like a Tumblr for
Yeah.
back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Rory's out.
and Rory's gone again. They sent it to him when he was working in LA from under the cork tree. God, I love these
true.
links to these albums. Anyway, so when he got it, he drove to Vegas to meet with them and watch them like jam, and he like immediately signed them to his new label, Decadence Records, which was like owned under Fueled by Ramen. So they were his first band, and they hadn't even played a show by around this time, and they signed to the label.
It's insane.
And they were all in high school. So I love these links. We didn't even mean to do like. There's so many links between these bands. It's actually like crazy. So A Fever You Can't Sort Out was released on the 25th of September 2005 by Decadence Records, which is now called DC-D2. Sounds like R2D2. As part of Fueled by Ramen, as I said. So DC-D2 released albums from Cobra Starship. Hell yeah.
Fantastic.
4 years strong.
Everybody remembers that.
What's
Wait,
that
was
big
Cobra
song?
Starship the dude from Midtown?
I don't
Or was that...
I don't think so.
Cobra
I
Starship
could be
have
wrong.
that one really big song with the girl
I
from
swear-
Gossip Girl sings in it.
What?
Yeah, the actor who plays Blair on Gossip Girl, Leighton Meester. I'm looking up Cobra Starship's biggest song. It's gonna annoy me.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
No,
were
yeah.
kind of crunk, right?
No, so... Cobra-
You make them good.
They were like
girls
neon
go
crunk.
bad.
Neon crunk.
It's that song.
Cobra Starship was... Does anyone remember Midtown?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so they were like... That was like the singer of that, so that he went... I don't know. I just looked it up.
Okay.
It's terrible.
You make them good girls go bad. Yeah, they've actually released. He's released all of Panic! At the Disco's albums on so they're still with him. And then Fall Out Boy's past 3 albums, so the shit ones. Fueled by Ramen released. They're like massive. I've definitely heard of them. The Academy Is, all of Paramore's.
Love the Academy Is.
Cute Is What We Aim For. 21 Pilots. The Front
21.
Bottoms. Basement are currently signed to them, but they haven't released an album with them yet as well.
True.
Cool. It was recorded. So they drove from Vegas to Maryland, in America, which is on the East Coast. So it's like a huge drive. They recorded in like 3 weeks, including mixing and mastering. Produced by Matt Squire. You guys know him?
Young Squire.
Maybe not. But he produced New Again by Taking Back Sunday.
Yeah.
Erase Me by Under Oath. He's done the upcoming Neck Deep album and 2 Amity Affliction albums, baby.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Ryan Ross wrote all of the lyrics on this album. Did not know that.
Yeah.
And the music was like all of them. 5 singles on this big album. Wait, I wrote it down. Oh yeah, the only difference between Martyrdom and Suicide is press coverage. That was the first single, and it was released the same day as the album. And then I Write Sins Not Tragedies was the second single, which is like why, because the album didn't do that well to start with, and then that pushed it up heaps.
How old were you guys when this came out, Jago and Rory?
14, 15.
Yeah.
I remember it coming out though, and I hated it at first because it was just the image, and I was like, this is not cool. Because at that time I was like, I'm not into Fall Out Boy anymore. I like hardcore music.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, like deep down, I knew that this album was incredible.
Yeah. I remember my sister had it downloaded on iTunes, and I was just fearful of the album because I thought, no, that's just my sister's band. I'm not going to like that. And then just was so stubborn to it. And then I even like went up to her like years later and I was like, hey, you were really onto something there. Admitted it. So good, but
That's sick.
But I just remember just being so frustrated by the name titles as well. And I was just like, come on. Just,
I can't get
Yeah.
them to this day.
yeah.
That, like, I know all the songs back to like end to end, but I still struggle with remembering which one's which because of the
yeah.
names
I have
on
no
both
idea
albums.
sometimes.
Like,
And the whole like splitting one song title into 2 with an intermission in the middle, that is ridiculous.
Pretty sick.
okay, I've never even like picked up on that.
So
Yeah.
did anyone read into the intermission thing?
Yeah, how it goes from electronic.
Yeah.
I just thought we were suddenly being transported into the future.
No,
you know?
no, 'cause
and
you
then
go
it's
back
like,
to the
oh no, wait,
past.
we're back in the 1920s in a French gentleman's club. Yeah, sweet, no more questions.
So
Yeah, it's burlesque
apparently it was like the whole first half is just super electronic with synths and all that, and then the second half is all like accordions and organs and stuff
yeah,
like that.
no, I definitely noticed that.
I just
don't.
needed a concrete explanation of that, and I finally realized what it was. But like,
Yeah.
I
it's
didn't.
just fucking ridiculous. That whole it's just techno.
It's barbaric, eh?
Yeah.
I actually don't like notice too much massive difference between the halves of the album though.
Oh, there's
Really?
No, God,
because
no.
the first half to me, it could be like something that's on, like, say, From Under the Cork Tree.
Yeah,
But then the second
I agree.
half has got this just weird vaudevillian, like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know, everything that's carried in the songs is just by like piano and horns and strings.
Yeah.
You know that,
Yeah.
but the first half could be like just a rock album. If you
Yeah.
mixed it differently and took away the electronic element, it could just be like, you know, a Fall Out Boy song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I swear,
feels
like-
like
I feel that way.
it feels like they kind of came up with the electronic aspect like after they'd written the songs.
Yeah.
Because it kind of feels like they're completely different. But like every song in that first half, you always get to a strange electronic bridge.
Yep. Yeah. Or like a
It
second
just
verse.
seems like
It just has
they
a
like finish the song and they're
Yeah.
like, all right, this is where this is coming in every
Yeah.
time.
And it works. Like I feel
And it
like
works.
the mix in general, like everything fits really well. If say the guitars were as heavy as they are on From Under the Cork Tree, there's no way that all that electronic stuff would flow as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
No, that's
It
true.
fills
yeah.
the space like really well.
Yeah, it does.
That's the best
Cool.
bit with those like kind of droning ones. Yeah. Sick.
Those like 808 kicks in like every chorus on the first half of the record is like all I want in our next record. So I just want. It's just so obnoxious, and it's just this like punch in the face, but it's so
It's
good.
crazy.
The other singles were But It's Better If You Do, Lying Is Most Fun a Girl Can Have Without Taking Her Clothes Off. I now see how that's just like the one
But it's
line.
better if you do.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's
And then,
like a movie quote.
Yeah. I think they're all like movie quotes.
Yeah.
They're all
Same with
books and
Fall
shit.
Out Boy, really.
Yeah, and then the last one was Build God, Then We'll Talk. The album debuted at 112 on the Billboard charts, so like not too crazy, but then it got to 13. As I said, like it boosted up heaps when the video for Alright Sins Not Tragedies came out. It got to number 11 in Australia, of course, because every album we've done just does better in Australia, every single one.
Yeah.
17 UK. Rolling Stone gave it Rolling Stone gave it their 39th greatest emo album of all time, but they
39,
gave
big
From
on
Under
that.
the Cork
They've
Tree.
really got their finger on the pulse. That Rolling Stone
Yeah.
magazine.
They gave From Under the Cork Tree 9th. And then Pitchfork gave it. Want to guess what they gave it out of 10?
6.
Probably like a
I
4.
feel like they're just so hard on it.
1.5 out of 10.
How much?
1.5.
What?
Jesus.
Yeah, so they must have hated it when it came out.
Wow.
That's insane.
Dogs. Yeah, cool. That's all I got for the facts of Panic. Should we get into Fall Out Boy?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Cool beans. They're from Chicago.
Oh,
They formed in 2001.
beans.
When was the last time you heard that, Jago?
Yeah, I have not heard that in a long time.
At work, a guy I work with said it heaps the other day. Now it's been stuck in my head heaps.
Yeah.
Beans, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, go.
Paddy Stump is vocalist, guitarist. Pete Wentz bass, Joe Troman guitar, Andy Hurley drums. They're all still the same. They've never like
Yeah, I
split up or anything, have they?
was gonna say that's pretty rare for
Yeah,
a
it's
band
crazy.
to still have their original drummer.
Yeah.
Like usually it's always a drummer that's
And
completely
he plays in
different,
so many other, well, not so many other, but a few other projects as well that are like kind of big. And to just keep playing in Fall Out Boy, it's pretty fucking cool.
but yeah,
What else does he play
yeah,
with?
sick.
There was Seven Angels, Seven Plagues, who I remember they toured Australia. You know, they were just like a hardcore band, but pretty big profile of members.
They're
and
in that
Super
band
Fruit.
with
Yeah.
Keith Buckley.
yeah.
True.
Yeah, there's some hard rock slayer thing.
Sick.
Mad.
Cool. Yeah, From Under the Cork Tree was released on the 3rd of May 2005 through Island Records. I always thought they were with Fueled by Ramen, but nope. Island Records, British Jamaican label, founded in 1959. But they've released music from like Drake, Queen, The Killers, The Weeknd, U2,
Everyone.
Bono, So like, massive actually.
Yeah.
Jamaican, heaps random. Produced by Neil Avron. I don't know if that's pronounced right, but he done Newfound Glory, self-titled, Yellow Card, Ocean Avenue before this, and then after this record he did Minutes to Midnight by Linkin Park. He did the 2 Fall Out Boy albums after this. Say Anything, self-titled.
Oh,
Produced
baby.
that.
There it is.
And 30 Seconds to Mars album. I didn't write which one.
Nice.
Yeah, so like they're kind of similar because Pete Wentz writes all the Fall Out Boy lyrics and Patrick Stump writes the music. So it's kind of similar to Fall Out Panic, where not the singer writes the stuff. It only had 3 singles. Sugar We're Going Down peaked at number 8 on the charts in America. Dance Dance peaked at number 9. And A Little Less 16 Candles, A Little More Touch Me peaked at 65. Fucking song names. The album peaked at number 2 on the US charts, 88 in Australia. So that's like the first one where it didn't do that crash hot. And then it got to number 1 in Canada. I think that was the only country. And Rock Sound, I think that's the magazine, gave it their 14th most essential pop punk albums of all time. Did you know that Brendan Urie does the backing vocals in 7 Minutes in Heaven?
Yeah.
In the chorus or the pre-chorus? I didn't know that. I only
True.
read that, and then I went back and listened to it, and I was like, true, that's him.
Yeah. Well, even that, it took me ages, because I love that Academy is first record, and it took me ages to realize that guy's in the bridge for,
Yeah, William
God,
Beckett.
what song is it? Yeah.
Sophomore Slump or Comeback of the Year.
Yeah. So good.
Crazy.
And
then,
Chad Gilbert from Newfound Glory.
Yeah, Chad Gilbert,
God,
Newfound
that is
Glory.
No,
Worst
he does
feature.
he does the hardcore.
Yeah.
Does he? I thought that was
bad.
Pete Wentz.
Yeah, I thought that was Pete as well.
Yeah, I think it's both
There you
of them.
go.
I think it's a
Yeah.
back and forth.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like funny. I think. Do you reckon? I thought they were like joking with that. So that's an
It
actual.
sounds like
feature.
they're joking. It's the most ridiculous song.
It sounds like
Yeah.
someone that's like can't scream. It's just doing it.
It's like if you were crying but yelling.
Just like having
I
a
hurt
tantrum.
myself. Yeah, that's true. I wrote it down what song was in, but I thought it must have just been like some random backing vocal. I didn't know he did that bloody freaking hardcore attempt. Okay, I wrote down like where all the song names come from. I might not say all of them because there's so many, but so our lawyer made us change the name of this song so we wouldn't get sued. It was originally called My Name is David Ruffin and These Are the Temptations.
So
Yep.
The Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner is taken from a Dirty Dancing quote. 7 Minutes in Heaven. And then I don't know how to pronounce this thing in brackets. Atta Van Halen? Atta Van
Like
Halen?
Van Halen.
Atta Van Halen?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's from the Halen part because they used a chord progression. They just thought it sounded like a Van Halen chord progression.
Yep.
Champagne for my real friends, real pain for my sham friends. Such a good one. That could be the best one. It's taken from a quote from the movie 25th Hour. Get busy living or get busy dying. Do your part to save the scene and stop going to shows. Refers to the Shawshank Redemption. You're a concrete boy. It was referred to as you're a concrete boy now. Do your part, etc. You know, the Shawshank Redemption scene, if anyone's seen that. A Little Less 16 Candles, A Little More Touch Me was originally called A Little Less Molly Ringwald, A Little More Samantha Fox. But they changed it, and Molly Ringwald is in the movie 16 Candles, and Touch Me is a song by Samantha Fox. So there you go. And a little thing
So-
about the next album.
Specific.
Yeah. For you know how Thanks for the Memories doesn't have the vowels.
Yeah.
So apparently the label was like, you got to stop with these long names, and they removed the vowels from that song just to make it shorter. That's on the Infinity on High album though. Yeah, cool. Did you have like any random Fall Out Boy or Panic at the Disco facts that are off your top of your head, off kilter? That's what I was trying to say.
I mean,
not
there's
really.
just the obvious, like, all the cameos in their videos from this time because they had such a close relationship that they kind of shared, the stage on music videos.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's kind of an obvious one. I have little things that I like to think are true, but might not
on.
be true.
Let's hear
Well,
it.
okay, so
Rumors?
you know, like the monologue.
Yeah.
In,
No, this is true. This is true. We did read it.
I can't remember reading it, and I thought maybe we just fabricated it.
No,
but
no,
I
no.
just want to believe it's true. So the story goes, I'm guessing like they're in the studio, they're doing that second last song on the album, and Pete's like, guys, I've got an idea. What do you think about a monologue? And they're like, what monologue? What? No. And he's like, well, like, I just think it's a really good idea. And so he steals the microphone and he runs into the bathroom. He locks himself in the bathroom, crawled on the ground, I imagine. And yeah, he does the monologue in there, and everybody's knocking on the door. They're just like, Peter, Peter, please.
Poiter, get out of there.
He's like, that's a good idea.
No, that is definitely. I remember reading that on like, I think it was like an alternative press, like a feature or something when they were talking about it. And apparently, like, there was so much like in studio like fighting between them all, and like he wanted to do it, they didn't want him to do it, and he was like embarrassed, and he was like, yeah, just sounds like what Peter would do.
Hey, that's a good time to get into.
The elements.
Wait, that part. That reminds me. You know this. Jago, you might know this the best. You know Stockholm Syndrome interlude on the Blink.
me.
It
Yeah.
reminds me of that. Like it's been
Yeah,
3
it
weeks
does.
since I've seen it.
Yeah. Look, I don't know why he thinks this is a good idea, because I was re-listening to that Foo for the Foo album. By,
Follow You Do.
Yeah.
Fully you do.
Foo for the Fafa. I was listening to Foo for the Fafa the other day, and he like does it again. Like he brings back this fucking monologue thing, and it's like, you just doing this way too much, and it's the same shit as well. It's just
But that whole song is just outrageous all the way through.
Yeah.
Like it's the song that just feels so out of place in the album. It's got like more of like a Panic kind of feel to
Yeah.
the verses and the chorus. And then you're like, oh, there's this weird like yelling, crying part. Oh, cool. And then when Patrick Stump hits that like it's like it's the cherry on top, and then you're like, oh wait, there's a fucking monologue after this.
this is like, and that just goes to show like, I hope that really was one of the last songs that they did record in like the sessions, and it was like them just completely losing their minds, and it's like, I've got an idea. I swear isn't there a guitar solo in that as well? Like, so like even the guitar guy's going off his head.
It's definitely the shittest song, but I
So
love
funny.
it.
Yeah.
That song like is the odd one out. I kind of think Dance sounds like not odd one out, but especially because it's like the third song on the album. It doesn't. It's more like not heavy, but it fits weird on the album. I think Dance.
Yeah,
Like it's like heaps good song, but like in terms of the full album kind of thing.
yeah.
Do you mean it's sort of poppier than the rest?
Not, I don't know.
It kinda-
it just feels weird. It feels like it should have been on the album after, kind of. If it
Yeah,
was like
that's what I
more
was gonna say,
polished
yeah.
and put together.
Yeah, it's like a more polished than the rest of the album, but yeah.
The whole
definitely.
album's pretty like the production wise, it's not polished at all compared,
Yeah.
especially
But
compared to their stuff
I
after.
do really like the production on it because it feels a lot heavier if you compare it to Panic. And the
Yeah.
guitars sound huge, and the drums are really heavy. He hits so hard, and it's
Yeah.
so present in the mix. Like, it feels like closer to something like Through Being Cool than, just like any other pop punk record at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and compared to like production for both of them, like I don't know, you can actually like hear like all the harmonies, and like the guitars are so heavy. And I was re-listening to like Panic at the Disco before this, and it's like I didn't realize how much auto-tune is actually on his voice.
Yeah,
and like
the third-
he
third or
can
fourth
sing
track.
so good, but it's like
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
sounds ridiculous sometimes.
Well, it's like maybe like the third song.
Nails for breakfast.
yeah.
Text for
Yeah,
snack.
yeah, it's all auto-tune.
Yeah,
and
I didn't-
it
I
feels
never
more like a
realized.
dance punk song or something.
Yeah. And like it's such a the chorus melody is the vocal melody is so good, and like the verse
Yeah.
was just I don't know why they did that big saturation
Yeah.
of auto tune.
But
Kinda
yeah,
make-
Fall Out Boy from Under the Cork Tree, just I don't know, it just sounds real. if
Yeah.
that-
Yeah.
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 I agree, and I actually think I'd like the Panic record more. I kind of mentioned this before, if on the first side it sounded more like that, because there's a lot of like chuggy kind of guitar riffs underneath, but you can't hear them. They're just so clean.
Yeah.
And if it sounded as big as the Fall Out Boy record, I think I'd probably like it even more.
The guitars
same.
and drums on the Panic album are huge, but you can't really notice them because there's so much other stuff going on.
Yeah,
But like
exactly.
if it was just guitar, drums, bass, it would be like a huge album. I was only like, how old was I when this came out? Like 8. But I didn't even listen to these. I listened to Panic when I was like 17. But when I was like 17, I didn't listen to Fall Out Boy. But for some reason, it reminds me of when I was like 16 because it's just like so raw and like just like party on.
Oh,
little more 16 Candles, whatever that song. That's just
I think in my
Yeah.
first band we covered we played a library, and the first song we played, like the first show I ever played, was Sugar We're Going Down, and it was like 10 seconds. There's a fucking video somewhere. I'll find it.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's great.
It's like 10 seconds into it starting, because it's like the chugga chug. There's just like the other guy in the band just does this fucking guitar swing and but takes out the whole mic stand, and it's somehow tangled in the neck and the headstock. And then there's this wall, like the song has just started, and there is this wall where like it's mic stand versus guitar neck. It's great.
Oh my god.
I was gonna say,
I'll
Fall
try
Out
to
Boy,
find it.
they're like
So good.
almost 100% like responsible for all of the music fail compilations on YouTube. There's so many of them, and they're all just exactly that. Like if you watch it, it says music fail, but it is all just guitar swing.
They're so funny.
So
Iconic.
sick.
Yeah.
It's iconic.
It's such a
It is
bold
iconic.
move trying to go for a guitar swing.
It's just
You
not
better have
something
that gaffed up.
ever I
Yeah.
thought would be a good idea to practice or do ever. It's just not cool.
Legit.
Do you reckon they practice that a lot?
Yeah,
They surely have to.
Jamie used to as
Absolutely.
well. Like,
Really?
Yeah, like anyone that I don't know why they do it. Why is it a good idea?
Jamie should start whipping them out
Yeah,
at Jacob shows. And go really like
On the
that's the
smaller
final puzzle
stages.
piece.
It would take out Roy's head. Legit.
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys
Gotta
ever watch
kill
Specs
someone.
and Specs?
yeah.
Yeah.
bits
You
and
know
pieces,
the segment where they like sing a song but they're reading different words.
Oh yeah.
I reckon Brendan
That just-
Urie would be the best ever at that game.
can see that.
The lines on the album are like, the lyrics are just insane. Like
Yeah.
they're just all over the shop. But then there's so many as well, and then just weaves them into some huge melody. Still
So
has
if
time for
you-
a whoa.
If you read like the liner notes of Fever You Can't Sweat Out, there's actually so many more lyrics in there as well for like stuff that just didn't
Right.
make the song. Like it's just writing novels.
Yeah. So poetic.
Well, actually,
Well,
yeah,
not
Ryan
Brendan.
Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like, I don't know.
Sick.
I haven't listened to too much new Panic at the Disco, but I don't think their lyrics are like that thought out kind of.
Yeah. No.
And they were only
Poetry.
17. And so
Yeah.
many of it's like about going to the club. Well, not the club, but you know, going to the burlesque, to the burlesque ball. Which is like, not even
Like,
of
was
age.
his dad like the leader of a circus or something? Like, how did-
It is a circus album. Like, it sounds like the circus.
Yeah.
Didn't he have like? I feel like he had like whiskers as well when he'd play live. Like he'd have like Ryan Ross would
Top
have
hat
these
and
like
stuff.
top hat and whiskers, and then, I swear there's like okay, so we should. This is a main thing that we should talk about. Rory's gonna know the fan fiction like love affair of Ryan and Brendan.
Yeah.
Do you guys
I've
know
seen
about
a lot
this?
Of YouTube compilations.
No, I have not heard
There
of it.
was-
Is it?
Let's hear it.
Like, well, that was just a thing. Like, I feel like all the fans were just praying that these two dudes were in this love-in relationship. And there's like, if you go on like YouTube, there's so many compilations of like they actually would like kiss on stage and shit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and it was just giving the fans what they want the whole time. They were called something. What were they called? It was like, I'm gonna look it up.
Type in emo boys kissing is hot.
No, because I remember there was one Jacob show where I tried to get you to kiss me, or maybe we did kiss. I can't remember. And I remember it was exactly just because of that.
Yeah, I remember.
You guys should start writing your own fan fiction like
For
anonymously
ourselves.
and try to really like try and seed it into the internet.
Nobody wants to
really
hear
get it
about
going.
two 28-year-old men playing in a pop punk band.
Who knows? You don't know that.
Fiction for
be.
yourself. Anonymous tip.
Yeah.
Hey,
classic.
Brad, you'll know this. I don't know
Yeah.
if you boys ever listen to the Bennies much, but when we were like 18, we used to pump the Bennies all the time. The bridge of what's the title of this first song? The only difference between martyrdom and suicide press coverage. Brad, did you get heaps of the Bennies vibes? Like,
I got heaps of like Bennies. I swear, maybe you know this, Jago. Do they use a microcorg for these recordings? Yeah, because the Bennies use a microcorg as well.
Yeah, there you
and I'm
go.
guessing that's why you bought a microcorg. As
Yeah,
well.
look, to be honest, there was a stage where I was really into Enter Shikari as well.
Oh, well, that's another comparison that I thought on this album as well. There are some sections that are very Enter Shikari.
So, all right, so they were called Ryden. So, Brendan and Ryan were called Ryden.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's a YouTube.
Ryden.
There's a 15-minute YouTube video called "Cute Ryden Things." Someone suggested this, but I also actually wanted to do this because I do low-key stan Ryden, don't watch Northern Downpour. I don't know why I just read that.
Thank
I
you.
really thought that was going to get better as I was reading, but it didn't.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but there are
Ryden.
some really good synth sounds on that album, like London. The synth in the first like intro of that sounds so sick.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's from the microcorg, but it's just the best synth sound on the album.
Yeah.
For sure. It's sick. Yeah, all like the sequence. They're very like sequenced and like up with the BPM.
Yeah, no, it's so good.
I don't know how they did it.
And sometimes,
Yeah.
like, some of the songs even feel like, which it probably is, like, a production thing, but, like, it does feel like they, throughout the song, kick up the BPM a little bit as the song progresses. Like, I feel like those first couple of songs, it feels like the choruses do get faster, which is pretty cool.
what do you guys think of the intermission, the 2.5 minute
I
long?
can't stand it.
I hate it.
No,
I
It's a
said this
skip.
last
I've got
week on the
written-
show. I hate all intermissions, all interludes. Like, I can never get around them.
Whoa! Let's not
Not
talk
all.
about interludes
Not all.
like
That's
that.
a big.
Sorry.
In my notes, it just says ha 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 under intermission, and that's all I've got. Just
Yeah.
It just keeps going. It just didn't finish.
Yeah, it does.
so
Yeah.
funny.
It doesn't even like round up. It just
Yeah.
like finishes
The next song just starts. It could, yeah. It's just like, I think they were just trying to add it into.
I think it's aged. Yeah,
Yeah, it
pretty
hasn't
poorly.
dated. It's
Like full cream milk.
It honestly just sounds like a royalty-free, like, one of those sample loops that you just buy of techno. Like,
Facts. It's legit.
so bad.
That's funny. Oh well.
They must like listen back to the album and then, going back 10 years ago, they're playing it and they're like, what the fuck? What? I don't remember this. Like, why did we put that in there?
Do you have any more to add, or should we get into the segments?
I would just like to add that I really wish we could have heard the next album after this, that Cricket and Clover. Because there's like, they went to like a cabin and lost their minds trying to write the next album. And it was even more weirder, like this kind of theme. And it's all just like, they just scrapped the whole thing and like they hated each other and then wrote like the Beatles album. But
Yeah.
it would be insane.
Yeah.
There's like little bits of demos and it sounds like all over the shop. Like it
Like
just sounds
good all
so
over the
funny.
shop, or just like.
It's great. It sounds like a mess. It would have been a mess, but it would have been
What was it
great.
called? I'm gonna look it up later.
Yeah, it was like I'm pretty sure it's Cricket and Clover. So they went to like a cabin and then just for like a month or so, and then just yeah, I don't know. There's some demos and it's all over the shop.
That's heaps nice. All right, let's get into these segments. The first one.
Get inked.
All right, boys. Get inked.
Oh,
We're gonna
shit.
make some tattoo ideas.
It's coming up quick.
Yeah, we're making tattoo ideas from these lyrics. Who wants to go first?
All right, I got one.
Mine are
I got one.
terrible. Yeah, you
so
go.
mine's actually 2 tattoos, I'm going from under the cork tree, and so the first part is like a smaller tattoo somewhere on my upper torso, and it's just text, and it says, "And why put a new address on the same old loneliness?" And then somewhere further down my body, maybe on my foot or something, it's just much bigger text in capital letters, and it says, "And why put a new address on the same old loneliness?"
That damn.
Surely someone
monologue.
has that. I reckon. Yeah.
That's so good.
That's wild.
That's so good.
I
you
think
go,
mine
Jacob.
would just be the probably just the acronym of From Under the Cork Tree. Maybe on my knuckles. Maybe just get fucked.
Yeah.
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 Nice.
That's sick.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
I'll go. Mine's douse yourself in cheap perfume from I slept with whatever it is. Slept with someone from Fob. And it's just like a perfume bottle, but it's cut in half, and it's just like a lady diving in off a diving board into a bottle of perfume.
I like
in
that,
like a
I like
cartoon
that a
way.
lot.
So good.
Yeah. That could be done. Might get it. Do you guys have any fob or panic tattoos?
No, do
I
not.
don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. I'm surprised.
Yeah, me too. I thought you would have had a panic one or something. What's your Fall Out Boy tattoo, Brad?
Oh, this one's pretty bad. It's like shotgun wedding from Time to Dance. It's just like a shotgun.
That's panic.
With like a veil.
Is it?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, panic.
Oh, right. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice stuff.
Pretty shit. We can skip that one.
Nice.
I might edit that out. Yeah. I'll add the critic.
Mine is okay. So in the song on Fall Out Boy, Sophomore Slump or Comeback of the Year, in the bridge, it's like the best part of Believe is the lie. I hope you sing along and steal the line, and it's
I
like
did.
them saying, "Get this tattooed." So I was like, "Yeah, okay." So it's big Believe and the lie is in red, really shit. And then for Panic from Time to Dance, like the line, "This is screaming photo op." So it's like a little stick figure. This would be like on your inner forearm. He's holding a frame, like a big photo frame, and he's also taking a photo of himself. I don't know how you work that into a tattoo, but
like it.
Someone can figure it out.
Right.
What's yours, Adam?
Yeah.
Nice. For fob, I had from Sophomore Slump of the Year. It's take our tears and put them on ice, and it's just all of Fall Out Boy crying into a glass, just like over the top of it on ice. And then for Panic, I had this is more of like this is a pretty long line, so I don't know if it would be might be a t-shirt maybe, but it's for the record today. For the record, the weather today is slightly sarcastic with a good chance of A, indifference, or B, disinterest in what the critics say. And it's just Brendan Urie, like as a weatherman, saying that little speech.
That's it.
That's
I
it.
didn't consider getting the entire monologue in giant letters down my back.
Do you reckon anyone's got something like that? Like that monologue tattoo?
Oh, definitely.
Surely.
Yeah.
Surely. Might have to do some research.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. Let's talk about the fattest riff. Pretty much just our favorite parts of the album. Mine for Fall Out Boy was the chorus of 7 Minutes in Heaven. It
So
pops
is that
hard.
the Van Halen one?
Yes. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the Van Halen chords. Yeah.
I think I'm with you on that one at the moment. Now that I know that it's a Van Halen reference, I'm into it.
It just pops every time. I love it. It's so good. And then Panic at the Disco's. I didn't really know what my favorite part. I couldn't pick one, but I just did like the part that kind of goes the hardest. I thought was the bridge of "But It's Better If You Do," where it's got like the snares and then the accordion comes in after and leads into.
Yeah, that was the same as mine for Panic.
Yeah, sick.
Leads into "I Write Sinners Not Tragedies."
What do you guys have, Jago or Rory?
Well, my favorite part of the whole Phoebe Can't Sweat Out is the raindrops. And
Yeah,
roses
oh
and
my
girls.
god, you stole my wine.
It's so fucking hard. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girls in white dresses.
What
Wait,
about Fall Out Boy?
there's a Jacob song, isn't there? Taken from
it's
that line.
stolen from that.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Nice.
What about your Did you have one for? Oh, you said the 7 Minutes in Heaven as well, didn't you, Jago?
Yeah, look, it's not. I don't know. Let me think about it. Rory, you go.
All right, yeah, okay. Well, from Under the Cork Tree, I really just love the intro of Gin Joints, like the second song on the album. They've got the guitar riff, and you just got the ohs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
I love that.
That is nice.
From Panic, yeah. Well, I guess you've already said the Build God one, but apart from that, I did have one more.
the techno.
Oh yeah, definitely the interlude. Yeah. Oh no. Okay, the harmonized like vocal break where it's like "Dad in this place."
Oh yeah.
Like and it just cuts out and there are like two distinct vocal harmonies. It's like so much fun to just like belt out.
Man.
That's sick.
Yeah. To be honest, I do
righto.
really like the hardcore riff in From Under the Cork Tree.
Yeah.
What song? What song is it called? The one with
The guest hardcore vocal.
I found a cure. To
Yeah,
do
I
it.
slept with someone in Fall Out
that-
Boy.
Those first couple of chords. Ooh.
Yeah, that's
That was
sick.
mine. Yeah. That was mine. Mine for Panic was, in Lying is the most fun a girl can have without taking her clothes off. After the first chorus, there's like this just 8 bars of like heaviness and reverbiness. He just like heaps of reverb on his
It's like
vocal. I was like,
don't know
what?
what he says, but yeah.
What is going
Yeah.
on?
And then it goes like,
that was my.
and then it goes back into the thing.
Yeah, that's actually good.
Yeah. That chorus fucking rocks as well. That's like the closest they sound together, I reckon, between these two albums is on the chorus of that track.
Yeah.
IMO. So there.
Nice. For Fob was just the bridge and final of Our Lawyer Made Us Change the Name, just because it goes heaps hard. And it's a good like setup for the album, I think. Just like hits you in the face. And then for Panic, I think I had... What was it? I had just but same as yours, Will. But it's better if you do bridge.
Yeah.
Just the little accordions and acoustic guitar bit. It's pretty sick.
Accordion. Crazy.
Yeah.
Accordion on the next Jacob album, perhaps?
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
we're gonna get Weird Al Yankovic to play it.
Oh, all right. Cool. Let's do the ad. What songs are going in the playlist, which you can find? It's on Spotify. The Record Royale ads. We're just chucking in our favorite songs from each album we cover. Who wants to go first?
I'd say the last song for sure. For Phoebe, You Can't Sort Out.
I'm the same. Build God, and then we'll talk like number one. Number one for Fall Out Boy for me is probably Gin Joints.
Yeah.
Yeah, that song's so good. What was yours for Fall Out Boy, Jago?
Alright, I'm gonna look at the track listing because I always forget the names.
Yeah, I'll go in the meantime. I can Little Less 16 Candles from Under the Cork Tree. I can't say what is it. The rest.
A Little More Touch
A Little
Me.
More Touch Me. That hits me. That pushes the same buttons as Passing Slowly does for the Jacob album. Like
That
just
song
a,
has
just
a
2.5
That song
minute.
has the reference to
banging-
the monologue. All my worst fears were letting out.
Oh really?
Yeah, like we reference the
Mad.
monologue in that song.
Is the EXO, is that the one with the loose lip sync ships?
Yeah.
I do really love that song.
Yeah,
as
and
well.
just like the monologue leading into
it's-
the
it's just
the-
so
the start of it.
anthemic.
I'm a sucker for any song that goes from like a major chord to a major seventh of the same chord straight after it, and that's what
I
it does.
have
in
no
the chorus.
idea
Couldn't
what
even tell
that
you
means,
what-
but I like it.
Anyway, Greatest View by Silverchair does it as well, and that song's
Yeah,
the
that's a
chorus
good
is
song.
beautiful. And then so I had EXO as well. For Panic, I just wanted to pick the song that was stuck in my head the most throughout the week because like I've listened to the album so much. So I constantly thank God for Estefan stuck on my head the most.
Really,
Yeah.
the Latin flair does it for you.
The cabaret burlesque. It's just that chorus. I think it's kind of cool, but it's such a circus song.
Yeah.
I know it's like not even the best song. It doesn't come close, but it's just stuck in my head. So that's going in.
Nice.
What about yours, Adam?
For Panic, I had Lying is Most Fun a Girl Can Have Without Taking the Clothes Off, just because that chorus stuck in my head. And yeah, as you were saying, Brad, the weird little bit afterwards.
Yeah.
Jeez. And for Fall Out Boy, I had what did I have? Oh, Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was just super catchy.
That's
Yeah.
so good.
And it's got a bit of a weird like
structure.
progression. Yeah, structure. Like it goes like verse, pre-chorus, chorus, then the pre-chorus again, and then it's a bit cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Nah.
sounds
Anyway.
sick though.
Look, you gotta. I really gotta throw Time to Dance in there as well. It's so good.
Oh
It
yeah,
really
yeah,
is.
it is
Yeah.
awesome.
I had that.
Yeah.
I remember first time I did acid, Rory brings down acid to Soundwave. I can't remember what year it was. I accidentally take twice as much. I don't know. I just got my mathematics wrong. But I remember I was there with like Rory and our other friend Tim, and like two men that I highly appreciate. But then apparently when I'm on acid, I was just assumed that they both hated me and were plotting to kill me the whole time.
Oh god.
And I remember just like being like, fuck, I gotta get away from these guys. Like, I don't trust them. And then Rory's like, oh, Panic at the Disco's about to play. So we walk over and see them. And like they come out on stage and immediately just open up with Time to Dance. And I remember just for that 3 minutes of that whole day, everything was sweet. I was like, all right, I'm back, baby. But then I just came back around.
Oh, no. That's sick.
But it was sick to see them play that.
That's awesome. What year was that?
Yeah. For 2011,
It
2012.
was at
maybe?
Eastern Creek, I think.
No, I think it was the Sydney one. Yeah, I remember catching a train. I don't know.
That's heaps nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Terrifying.
Last little segment. 2 truths and a lie. I don't know if we told you about this one.
No, I don't know about this one.
Okay,
like it.
so I'm up for this week. So I'm going to say 3 statements. 2 of them are true. One's a lie. So you guys got to work out which one's the lie.
Wait, didn't you guys do that? I saw the clip from like last week, and was it you, Brad? And just you fucked up the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, it was a couple weeks ago. Oh yeah.
The Charlie
kept it in.
XCX warehouse thing.
We just had to cut the break.
That was so funny. Man, that was funny. All right.
Let's do it again.
Oh, yous are definitely going to know that. These are going to be 2. Okay, Jago, Rory, if you know these straight away, maybe just like keep it to yourself, because I think you guys will just 100% know which one's true. All right.
Yes, Ryden was a real thing, and it was a beautiful relationship.
Yeah, well, we can skip the segment. It was all about Ryden. All right. During a set in 2006, Brendan Urie was knocked out by a bottle being thrown at him at a crowd by a crowd member. Number 2, whilst writing this album, Panic at the Disco were inspired by the movie Romeo and Juliet. So they wanted to write music that could accompany like that kind of movie. And then number 3, for a Halloween gig, Fall Out Boy dressed up as Panic at the Disco and opened the show with I Write Sins, Not Tragedies.
Holy shit!
Ooh, that last one, spicy. What we
last
learned
one is
from
true.
last week was Adam did like the most obvious one was the lie. So that second one, that seems
I'm
nice
thinking-
and simple.
And I
So-
don't remember seeing any of that in my reading, but there was a lot of other movies. I feel like there would have been more obvious, like, different parts of the Romeo and Juliet movie in it. But I couldn't see any.
Yeah, I'm going with the second one as the lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm praying that third one is real.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
If you say
Can we
that
hear the
that's a lie-
first? Can we hear the
I'll hate
first
you,
one
Will.
more time?
The first one was during a set in 2006. Brendan Urie was knocked out by a bottle being thrown at him by a
That
crowd
one,
member.
pretty
that one
cool.
is
That
true.
happening.
That
Yeah.
one is true. That was at Reading, and they on YouTube. There's just like a video of just bottles being hurled at the stage. I think it was their first like international show as well, or something.
Why
Yeah,
did they
that's
come
fine.
just to throw bottles at them?
I know. sounds like a good bit, but
Yeah.
All right, so what are you
yeah,
going
I
with?
do
Number
that.
2.
We got a second.
Number 2.
second.
Damn,
Yep, second.
that was too easy, wasn't it? That was the lie. No
Hey.
Romeo and Juliet. But yeah, there's a video of Fall Out Boy dressed up as Panic at the Disco. It's like
Oh my
2006,
God.
2005, and they
Sick.
covered All Right, Sins, Not Tragedies. And
That's
yes,
so
you were
good.
correct. It was Reading 2006 that he got hit
Yeah.
by a bottle.
It's a hilarious video.
He gets knocked out, and then they stop,
Yeah.
but then they continue the set. Like, why?
That's like the one time you don't
Leave.
give the fans what they want.
They would have been like 18, fresh over to UK, cop a beating.
So wait, so is that video online? The Fall Out Boy one?
I think yeah, I
That's
I watched it. I
amazing.
watched it. It's like really, really, really bad quality, obviously, but
But still.
Perfect. That's
you
what I
can
want.
watch it. All right, cool. Let's get into the how are we gonna rate these albums out of 10. Let's do Panic at the Disco first. Brad? You got any funny little?
I do not. I was going to ask these guys. We usually use like a alternate value instead of like the score of 10. So
5
it can
bags of
be-
popcorn.
Yeah, we can do something like that. Something related to the album of sort. I don't know what.
Tax for Sacks. There's so many you could choose from this album.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Out of 5 accordions. Wait,
Cool,
no, but
yeah,
there's
let's
no
do
accordions.
accordions.
Is there accordions on
Yeah.
Cork Tree?
Oh no, we do a different
Oh,
one
I
different
doubt
one for Fall Out Boy as well. All right, let's do Panic at the Disco first. So out of 10 accordions, Adam, you want to go first?
Yes, I do want to go first. I'm going to give Panic an 8 out of 10 accordions. Because I really love the album. But I actually like the second half more than the first half. Some of the skits and as we talked, like the interlude. I don't know. Some of it just didn't gel as well for me listening to it. Yeah, some of the electronic parts, but yeah, that's just my 2
Yeah,
cents.
sweet.
There you go.
Right, I'll go next. Yeah, I'll give it a 7. 7 accordions. 7 or 8. I don't know, because I need more time with this album, I think. Because I would have loved another couple of weeks. Because there's so much to unpack with the lyrics as well. And I would like to actually go in depth with all that. But, yeah. 7. accordions.
7
Hate
accordions.
to put you down like that. A few 9s coming in, I think.
Maybe a 10. You know, Jago, what's yours?
Look, yeah, they're both good at it's got to be 9 accordions. Or wait, yeah, or 9 theosauruses. Did I just say that so wrong? But it's thesaurus.
What?
Thesaurus. 9 thesaurus.
Not a fucking dinosaur, man.
Oh, what?
All right.
That's wild.
Nine dictionaries. We'll just stick with that. It's so good. Yeah, I can't really fault it. I can't. Yeah.
Hectic. Rory?
Yep, I'm also giving it a 9. You can't bring me on the show to review my 2 favorite albums and expect anything less of me. Yeah. But I think what this album does really well is, one, like it paints, with the lyrics, it paints such like a vivid image of everything happening, and that kind of helps to create this world of Panic at the Disco in the same kind of way that like 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge does. And
absolutely.
and for them being so young, like I think it helps because they probably had no idea what they were doing, and they just went into this recording 6 months and being a band, just went for it, and this came out, and I just think it's so good.
I feel like you have the beauty of them being like naive too.
Yeah.
So that's probably why like there's no cool factor in there.
Yeah,
it's just
for
like
sure.
no, this is
So every idea is a good idea, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and although the intermission is ridiculous, I
Still
still
works.
think
Still works.
It works within the place of the album and the kind of vibe that they're creating.
Yeah. I'm giving it an 8 accordions. I thought I was going to give it way higher, but I think, there's a couple of like just parts on the album that I think are just like a bit ridiculous, like, but the vocal melodies on it are just like insane, and I think if you have good vocal melodies, the albums you're gonna go a long way, and both albums do, but Panic's awesome, so I'm giving it an 8. Cool. Let's do our Fall Out Boy from the Cork Tree. What's the rating system on this one? We've got 1,000 to choose from.
10 girls that slept with Fall Out Boy.
10 Peters.
10 Chad Gilberts.
10 Chad Gilberts.
10 something borrowed, 10 something blue.
Everyone has to make up their own Fall Out Boy reference. For the
there's a
rating
lot.
system.
All right, Adam, you go first.
I'm going to give this one a 9. I preferred the Fall Out Boy album over the Panic album.
Yeah.
Probably just because it's more of what I'm used to. It's probably, I just like resonate with it a bit easier. And I loved this album when it came out, like back in the day as well, so I've got a bit of bias for it.
Yeah.
But, it all just sticks in your head. And as we said before as well, the guitar tones are just crazy. They're so fat and nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. 8. What's the thing? 8 what? Chad Gilberts.
9 Chad Gilberts.
Oh, 9. Yeah, cool. Bradley?
Yeah, I'm pretty much backing off what Adam said. I'll give it an 8 though. Probably maybe not a 9. I think this is just like textbook pop punk in like its most best way, and there's nothing I can say more than that. It's just a good time. I'll give it 8 minutes in heaven.
Smooth.
There you go.
Nice.
Jago?
I will give it again 9 Patrick Stump fedoras. It's so good. I like just listening to it. I think it does that. It does like the painting a picture well again, like with the lyrics, but it also like it's just so much more fun. Like compared
Absolutely.
to like it just instantly puts me in a good mood, and it's got like the complex songwriting and lyrics, but it's also just like I don't know. It's just a really good. I reckon the one thing I would say. Like, I love all the songs, but I reckon it'd be a perfect album if it was a little bit more concise. I don't know how many songs are on it, but it just feels like it's a really long album.
13.
Oh, is it only 13?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It feels like it's a lot longer, but like, it's good. It's got everything that you want. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. Rory?
Roy?
Yeah, I'm going to give it 9.5 bathroom monologues out of 10.
Yeah.
Like it's, like everyone said, like it's just that it's such a huge album and it's so energetic, and especially the first half. Like the first half for me is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And the second half I still really like, but it's leaning towards something else. But, even with like the kind of worst parts of the album, say like the second last song, I still love it because it's so dumb, and it's gotten to that point that it's this age and you can just kind of laugh at it, like the lyrics are so like self-deprecating that only you'd think a teenager could write them, but no, it's like a 28-year-old man. It's just so much fun. 9.5 bathroom monologues out of 10.
No.
Cool. God, I want to give it a 10, but I just can't because there is some like just bad moments on it. So I'm giving it a 9 as well. If it didn't have like the monologue, the hardcore part, it would be really close to a 10. But no, I'm giving it a 9. It's just like exactly what you said, Brad. Textbook pop punk. It's just like it makes me happy listening to this album.
Yeah,
I could listen
fun.
to it.
I didn't realize
anytime.
how fun it was.
Yeah, I could listen to it anytime, any song besides maybe the hardcore and monologue.
Definitely listening.
Do you want to hear Andrew and I recite the entire monologue or no?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, please.
Really? Is that all right? Okay. I can.
Yes, please.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no.
Wait.
Wait, Rory. Are we going line for line?
If you want, we'll see how it goes. We can try line for line. How confident are you?
I'm pretty sure I know it all.
Okay, all right.
Wait, do you have
I'll go
the lyrics
first.
in front of you?
I'll go first. From day one, I talked about getting out,
But not forgetting about.
how my worst fears are letting out.
Oh,
He said, why put a new address on the same old loneliness?
With breathing
just passes the time until we just get old and die. Now talking's just a waste of breath, and living's just a waste of time. And why put a new address on the same old loneliness? And this is you and me, and me and you, until we got nothing left. I comb the crowd.
That was beautiful.
So good.
And Rory's camera cut out halfway through.
Rory went so hard that he like.
There is.
I knocked the AV cords out of my computer, guys.
Oh my god, Rory, do you remember?
Worth.
There was a time. I feel like back in the day, like years ago, we used to drive to Sydney for things. I don't know, like shows and stuff. But Rory'd always be the sober one driving, and I'd just be like super drunk in the passenger seat, and we'd just be like singing both of these albums all the time.
Yeah.
But I remember once doing that monologue, and then we nailed the timing into I Comb the Crowd, and I remember we got it perfectly with the thing, and we just looked at each other. We're like, we did it. We finally did it.
Should we start a band?
And that was the start of Jacob.
Oh man.
Yeah. So that's how Jacob started.
We know who won. From Under the Court Tree gets the dub.
Yeah.
44 out of
Yeah.
50. Patrick Stump for Doris
Damn.
to 41 out of 50. Accordions. From Under the Court Tree wins the 2005 battle of pop punk albums. That's epic.
Nice.
Thunderous applause.
Woo!
That's so good.
Beautiful.
No. It feels right.
It does feel right.
Yeah.
And it was pretty
Yeah.
close as well. Very close.
Definitely.
Good innings. Bye bye.
Yeah, I think maybe.
all right.
Yeah, it just holds up more.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thanks for being on the podcast, guys. Andrew and I will catch you some other time. Come back next week
Thanks for
where we
having us.
review
Yeah.
Deep Fried Huntsman against Sex Magician, the debut album, Sex Magician.
Wait, isn't that ours? No, wait, what Sex Magician Technician?
Sex Magician Technician.
What is that?
That's the
I
new
don't
Jacob
know.
album.
Yeah, it's a new Jacob album. It's me, like, and I'm on the cover, and I have like one of those like magic hats, and I've got like gloves on, and I'm holding my junk. It's very like Magic Mike, you know.
Hey, can
Sounds
we
just like Panic.
can we actually
It just sounds like the best.
That's very true.
when we like record this next album, Rory, can we actually just set up a bunch of like studio footage or like photos of like just shit like you in the bathroom, like doing like the monologues and shit, like just fully set up,
God,
like we've
that'd be
lost our mind.
Funny.
You know,
Black and white.
make like a
photos
photo
everywhere.
book that comes with the album.
Yeah,
That'd be sick.
yeah. Just yeah. We'll put a mic through it, like on the other side of a door, and Roy records his vocals through the keyhole as well. Just-
Clever.
It writes
That'd be
itself.
beautiful.
Oh,
Mad.
that's so good.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks so much for coming on the pod, boys.
that was very fun.
Yeah,
thanks,
really
cheers,
appreciate
guys.
it.
It's fun.
Everyone, remember the $20 Amazon gift card. Don't forget about the $20 Amazon gift card, everyone. Drop us a review on Apple Pods. Next week on the show, we are going back to the early 2000s pop. We're doing the debut albums from Beyonce and Justin Timberlake. Beyonce, Dangerously in Love,
Ooh.
is going up against Justified by Justin Timberlake.
That is a horny record.
It's so
We call the
good.
next Jacob release Jacobified.
Yes.
You should.
That's gonna be
Better than
that's gonna
Sex
be fun,
Magician.
or Jacob File. You could be a Jacob File. I don't know. If that's it.
That's wild.
man. That's your fan
We're
base.
back.
Hey, to
Oh, boy,
sign off
yeah.
on this episode, can we get a Cowboy Roy and the Duke real quick? All right.
Podcast.
Podcast. It's Cowboy Roy
And the Duke.
Yeah.
Perfect. See you guys next week. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you later.
Later.